Hello. This is Mrs. Rickard coming to you guys from my house. I just wanted to say welcome back, and today we are going to be doing lesson 4.1c, talking about liters and cubic centimeters. So at this time, I would greatly appreciate it if you went ahead and got a writing utensil and make sure that you have some paper to write on, and that way you are prepared and ready to go for our notes. Alright, so before we get started, today's objectives are we are going to convert volume of a liquid from cubic centimeters to liters, as well as liters to cubic centimeters. Now, you've probably talked about centimeters and liters and all of that before, so whenever we talk about cubic, again, that's a reminder that we're talking about volume, right? We have 3 different dimensions with it. So, that's our first task. Our second one is we are going to solve multi-step word problems that involve the volume of a liquid in a rectangular tank. Okay, so at this point, let's make sure that we are writing all of this down. Okay, let's make sure we've got our objectives, make sure we have our name, our date, our title, everything like that, so that way we know that when we go back and look at our notes, we have everything we need. Alright, so some helpful tips before we begin. Okay, 1 milliliter. Okay, milliliters are really tiny. 1 milliliter is 1 cubic centimeter. Okay, so centimeters cubed. We put the little 3 as our exponent on our cubed, okay? It's kind of our superscript. So, 1 milliliter is 1 cubic centimeter. So that means if I have 1,000 cubic centimeters, that will give me 1 liter. If I have 1,000 cubic centimeters, I will have 1 liter. Let's make sure that those get written down in your notes. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and take a look at a problem and see kind of what this looks like. Okay, so we are going to start on page 56 in our textbooks. We're looking at number 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read the problem to you. It says a rectangular container measuring 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters by 22 centimeters is half filled with oil. Find the volume of the oil in liters. So, here's what we know. Okay, we know that our width is going to be 20, our length is 20, and our height is 22. And then the problem told me that it's filled halfway with oil. So, we know that 1 liter is 1,000 centimeters cubed. So what we need to do first is we need to find the height of our oil level. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 22 centimeter height and we're going to divide it by 2. Now, we're dividing by 2 because it's half full. It's only half full with oil. So we're trying to find out what just this portion is covering. Okay, so we're just looking for half of my height. So 22 divided by 2 gives us 11 centimeters. So our second step is going to be to find the volume of the oil. So we know that to solve for volume, we take our length times our width times our height. Now, in order to do this, we're going to take our width and our length. So we've got our length of 20, our width of 20, and then we're going to multiply it by the height of the oil, which is 11. So 20 times 20 is 400. 400 times 11 is 4,400 400 centimeters cubed. Now, we're not quite finished yet because my problem asked me to find the volume of the oil in liters. Well, this is centimeters cubed. So, for centimeters cubed to liters, we know that for 1,000 centimeters cubed, we would have 1 liter. So if we have 4,400 centimeters cubed, and we divide that by 1,000 centimeters cubed, that's going to give us our liters of 4.4 liters. Nice job, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at number 5 in our textbook. So number 5 reads, a rectangular tank is 90 centimeters long and 50 centimeters wide. It contains 162 liters of water when it is 2/3 full. Find the height of the tank. So, here's what we know. Our length is 90 centimeters. Our width is 50 centimeters, and we don't know our height. That's what we're looking for, okay? So, with this being said, we know that the volume, okay, we know that the volume of the water is 162 liters, okay, but that's only at 2/3 full. So what we need to do is we need to find the volume in centimeters cubed. And the reason being is because all of my measurements are in centimeters. So our first step is to find the volume of water in cubic centimeters. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know that my volume is 162 liters. Well, I know that 1 liter is 1,000 centimeters cubed. So, in order to get my liters to centimeters cubed, I actually have to multiply them. So I'm going from 162 liters times my factor of 1,000 centimeters cubed. And that's going to tell me how many cubic centimeters I have for my volume. So, the volume of the water in centimeters cubed is 162,000 centimeters cubed. So, that's what all this stuff is. Okay, all this purple, okay, all that purple is 162 centimeters cubed. Now, I need to actually figure out my yellow portion that I have right here. I need to find out how high the water actually is. So, you should remember that our volume formula, let me go ahead and sketch it right here. Our volume formula is length times width times height. So if we're looking for height, we need to take our volume and divide it by our length times our width, okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to take my volume, which is 162,000 centimeters cubed, and I'm going to divide it by my length of 90 times my width of 50. So, when I multiply that out, and then I do my division, I get 36 centimeters. So this yellow portion right here, okay, this portion right here is 36 centimeters. Now, that means the height at 2/3 is 36 centimeters. But my question wants me to find the height of the tank. So I only have 2/3 of it. So what I'm noticing here is that if I take this, I can say that if 2/3 is 36 centimeters, or 36, yes, 36 centimeters, sorry. If 2/3 is 36 centimeters, I know that if I want 1/3, I would take 36 and divide it by 2, which gives me 18. Because I know that if I take 2/3 plus 1/3, I'm going to get 3/3, which is my total. So if I take my 2/3, which is 36, plus my 18, which is 1/3, I should get 54 centimeters. So 54 centimeters is the entire height of my tank. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I look forward to joining you back here again very, very soon. And stay tuned to figure out what your practice is.